Ever sat in a tech meeting feeling lost because you couldn't engage meaningfully or communicate technically? That is not strange. Today, we're calling out a few IT jargons to help you understand and communicate with your technical teams and stakeholders. This will not be your typical PM nugget. Yes, we will touch briefly on Waterfall and Agile projects from the standpoint of terms the IT project manager should remember, but this is largely a dive into the tech lingo that every IT project manager must know to thrive. When you walk into the room or you find yourself in a technical meeting, you should already know how to engage and lead. You should know when to follow or beg PM frameworks and methodologies. You should be conversant with at least one PM tool. You should understand how project financials, resourcing, staffing, risk management, and procurement management work. But none of this matters if you cannot speak the language of your technical team. Stick around till the end. You're making these terms fun and easy. First set of terms we will dive into: project initiation and planning. Every IT project starts with a business need. Maybe a company wants to build Netflix 2.0. They will typically start with requirements. Requirements are either functional requirements, which speak to the what of a system. Example: users must be able to binge watch their favorite shows. Non-functional requirements, which speak to the how well of a system. For example, the platform should never crash, even with millions of users streaming at the same time. Now that we've spoken to requirements, let's get to how do you build. And that takes us back to either Waterfall or Agile or Hybrid, or now we do now have minimalistic approaches. But here we will touch on Waterfall, Agile, Hybrid. For Waterfall projects, you will go by a step-by-step approach like baking a cake. It's best for predictable projects with clear goals. Requires heavy upfront planning, but documents you will typically come across a business case. A business case just basically proves that the project is worth it. A project charter. A project charter officially authorizes the project. A BRD. The BRD is a business requirements document that defines the business needs. And an SRD, a solutions requirement document, which defines the tech specs. Work breakdown structure. A work breakdown structure basically breaks the project into small, manageable tasks or work packages. On to Agile projects. Agile projects are best for complex projects where scope keeps changing. And typically, Agile projects will have a product roadmap, which defines high-level goals, an Agile release plan, which defines what gets built quarter, feature epics and user stories, which breaks the work into manageable chunks. On to hybrid projects. Hybrid projects are usually a mix of both Agile dev with waterfall approvals and processes from the business side. Let's go on to the second set of terms. Terms tied to development and testing. First of all, software package. Besides the software itself, the software will typically be bundled with other files to help it function when it is installed in other systems. So you will hear your developers speak to deployment of a software package. The software package, therefore, is a bundle of programs and files needed to install software. A sandbox. The sandbox is a safe space where developers can experiment without breaking the real system, the system that's live. Version control. A version control occurs when a shared code hub between developers is leveraged to track and manage code changes. Now, API stands for Application Program Interface. An API helps apps, systems talk to each other. The way you should see that will be no application is all self-encompassing. It will require services or functions, call them functions or features from other applications. And the way it gets those services or features or functions from those other applications will be by APIs. Cloud computing. Instead of buying servers, businesses rent compute power online from the popular vendors, AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. Technical debt. When developers rush things just because business has demanded that certain things be available at certain times, they might be compelled to cut corners. To prevent them from cutting corners, technically, it is wise for the IT project manager to engage with the technical leads to ensure that technical debt does not happen. Because when things are done in a rush, huge problems will result later. Encryption. Encryption is like locking your diary, so hackers can't read sensitive data. So basically, when data moves between systems, it is always wise to protect the content, especially PII data. You will hear of personal identifiable information within data that identifies individuals. Encryption helps prevent individuals who are not supposed to have access to such data to deep dive into it. Load balancing. Load balancing prevents websites from crashing under heavy traffic. So think Amazon on Black Friday. Now that we've spoken to dev terms, let's get to testing terms. Testing terms will begin typically with quality assurance of whatever has just been developed. Quality assurance ensures that the system meets quality standards, or what has just been the application that has just been developed, the feature that has just been developed meets quality standards. UAT is user acceptance testing, where real users test it and give feedback. Integration testing or systems integration testing occurs when new features are being deployed. Those features should not just function by themselves, they should function within the systems they are placed. Regression testing. Regression testing is a situation which ensures new updates don't break old features. The third set of terms that I will get into will be terms tied to launching the application or launching the feature or function or solution, which is basically going live. You've built, you've tested, now it's time to launch. But wait, before you flip the switch, you need change management. Change management is making sure everyone knows what's happening, what's changing, and are prepared for it. Release management. Release management ensures updates will roll out smoothly without breaking other systems. Ops readiness. Ops readiness is a situation where if something breaks at 2 a.m., the team is ready to attend to it and deal with it. And that's why go lives happen at night or weekends to avoid business disruptions. And if things go sideways, that a rollback plan is put into play where systems are rolled back to prior stable version, so that at least while they are trying to figure out what broke with the updates or the feature they added, the last stable version is live. The fourth set of terms that I will speak to will be terms tied to post-implementation. Even after launch, the real work continues. Incident management is a situation where if something breaks, it gets fixed, and it gets fixed fast by the support team. Post-implementation review is a situation where the team reviews what was done and they walk through what went well, what failed, and lessons learned. Knowledge transfer. The developers who develop a specific solution usually are not native or domicile permanently in that unit. They will typically move on or move out of the enterprise. Now, before they do so, they will do two things. One, the knowledge transfer, which will be proper handoff of information to the support teams before moving on. They will also, in many cases, have a runbook, which is a step-by-step survival guide for troubleshooting in case anything comes up. To wrap up, the big picture here, from planning to development, testing, launching, and supporting, IT projects are one big puzzle. Knowing these key terms will help you begin to ask the right questions in meetings, engage in conversations, be bold to contribute to conversations, and begin to connect the dots between business and tech. Technology moves fast, stay curious, or get left behind. When we dive deeper into other IT project topics, we'll build on these concepts. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Take care.